Hi everyone, welcome back to another practice. Today we're doing a full body melt. So we're going to melt away any tension that you might have, especially in your back, your shoulders and your hips. We're going to do it all lying down on our mat, and we're going to use our yoga blocks to help us out. So for this practice, you will need 2 yoga blocks, of course. This is going to be a really calming practice, so you can even have a blanket nearby to put it over you for some of these poses. So go ahead and get ready, and then I'll meet you on the mat for our first pose. We'll begin with supported bridge pose, so you can come on down to lie on your back, keeping your blocks nearby. Once you're there, just take a moment to let everything drop into your mat. So you can spread your legs and your arms nice and wide apart. Take a big breath in and out. And just notice if you're holding any tension in your shoulders or your hips. And just let them drop into your mat now. Unclench your jaw, relax your face. The hardest part is over now that you made it to your mat, so just congratulate yourself for doing so. And just take a few more breaths on your mat. You might wiggle your toes and fingers here just to bring your body back. Take a bend into your knees, having your ankles under your knees, feet about hip width distance apart. Now you can start to lift your hips up to make some room for us to put our blocks just in underneath the sacrum. So you can experiment here. Maybe 1 block is enough. Remember, you can have your block on different heights. If you have 2 blocks, you can stack them on top of each other. And we've come into our first pose, which is supported bridge pose. So just let your hands come to wherever they're drawn to, wherever you can relax your shoulders the most. You might want to keep your feet directly below your knees, or it might feel nice to walk them a little bit further away. We're going to stay here for 3 minutes in total, so you have lots of time to figure out what works best for you. Bring some awareness back to your shoulders. If they gathered some tension again, take time to release it. Loosen your jaw. Relax your face. And we're just going to let gravity melt us into the mat here, getting rid of any tension at all from the body. Now, the thing that I love the most about yoga is that it teaches me to stop the thoughts that don't serve me. So as you're here in your pose, you might start to notice certain thoughts are popping up into your mind. So just try your best to stop those thoughts, and you can do that by focusing on your breath again, or focusing on whatever sensation you feel within your body right now. Now we'll begin to transition into extended bridge. So you can just let your feet migrate a little bit more towards the bottom of your mat. So you start to straighten out your legs. And if that doesn't feel great for you, you can always just straighten one leg at a time, or just keep your feet in that bridge pose position. Then we might bring one arm at a time up past the head. So we're going to stay here like this for the next 2 minutes. Tapping into those new sensations that this new pose is bringing for you. As your body starts to relax a little bit, maybe you can make your breath a little bit deeper. Maybe you can make your thoughts a little bit fewer. And don't forget, you can always adjust the position of your blocks here if this has become too high or even too low. Now we're going to ask our right knee to come towards the chest. You can take your time here and then hold this right knee with your hands. Again, adjust the height of those blocks if you need to. This is a nice release for your psoas muscles. So be gentle here. You might be happy just to stay like this, or your body might start to open up a little bit, and if it does, you can hug your knee a little bit closer to your chest. Staying with those deep breaths, sending your breath in wherever it's needed the most. Each exhale is delivering tension out of your body. We'll take one more big breath in. And now exhaling, send that right foot back down to the bottom of your mat. And it's time for the left knee to come up. So same thing again here, start gently, just feel it out. And with time, you can encourage your knee a little bit closer to your chest. With an exhale, send your left foot back down to the bottom. Now we're going to remove our blocks from underneath. So take your time, gently lift those hips up and slide your blocks away. And this should feel really nice now as we bring one vertebrae at a time back down to the mat. We'll let our spine realign itself against the ground here, so you can come into Savasana pose, feet mat distance apart, arms away from you with your palms faced up. Finding your breath and just breathing here. If you need to release your lower back, you can hug your knees up into your chest. Thanking yourself for showing up and for doing this practice. Now we'll move on to supported fish pose. So you might just come to sit up on your mat for a moment. So we can place one yoga block on the back of our mat. So we're going to try align this block with the bottom of our shoulder blades and keep your second block nearby as well. So you're coming back down onto your block this time. Of course, finding whatever is most comfortable for you. If you're using a really hard block, you can always put a blanket over it just to make it a little bit softer. And then from here, you're bringing the crown of your head gently down onto the mat. If this doesn't feel great for you, you can have your head on your second yoga block or onto a cushion here. We're going to stay in our fish pose like this for the next 2 minutes. So again, spread yourself across your mat, taking up as much space as you need. This pose will open up your chest, your heart, your lungs. So take advantage of that, taking big breaths in. Exhaling, releasing any stale air from your lungs. Noticing where your mind is, and if you need to take it back to your body or back to your breath, do so for the last few breaths here. Now, staying in your supported fish pose, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. So you've made a big diamond shape with your legs, just like we would for reclined cobbler's pose. We're just going to let gravity do the work here for the next minute. So don't force your knees down, just let them be. If you want to make this less intense, you can just slide your feet further away from your body. And of course, if you want it more intense, bring your feet closer to you. Explore these new sensations now further down your body. Breathe into them. We'll very slowly transition out of this pose. Begin by straightening your legs. Your body might not respond straight away, so don't worry. Now you can bring your elbows closer to you. Lift your head gently, keeping your chin tucked to your chest. Then prop yourself up on an elbow so you can remove that block. Coming back down to lie in Savasana pose, letting your body soak up everything that we've been doing. And as you're here, still focused on your breath, just feel all of that tension fizzling away from your body. Relaxing your jaw again, loosening your shoulders. Bring some movement to your fingers and toes again. And then we'll transition to our next pose, which is a reclined twist. So we're taking our yoga block and putting it in between our thighs. You can bring your knees up towards your chest and then place it there like so. Arms come out wide, left to right in a big T shape. Then gently peel your tailbone up off your mat and drop both of your knees over towards the left side. So having the block in between our thighs here will offer a lot of support. It will take some of the pressure out of your hips and your lower back. You can look towards your left hand, or if you want to have more of a twist here, you can look over towards your right hand. You can also just stay central by looking up towards the sky. In this pose, we want to make sure that both of our shoulders stay on the ground. So especially your right shoulder, make sure that is still connected. If you want to bring this pose into your lower back, you can bring your knees up closer to your face. So just let gravity and your breath do the work. Each inhale rejuvenates, each exhale carries away tension. Before we transition to the other side, take a quick check. See where your mind is. Bring it back if needed. Take a nice big breath in and out. Slowly bring your knees back to center. And then we'll take it to the opposite side, so you can readjust if needed. Inhale to peel your tailbone up. Exhale to drop to your right. Finding your best version of this pose, looking left, right, or up to the sky. Bringing your knees closer to your face if your lower back needs some attention. Dropping your shoulders, loosening your jaw, and just letting gravity press you down into the mat. We'll be here for a few more breaths, so just inviting you to come back to your body or to your breath if you need to. With an inhale, you can lift your knees back to center, remove that block, and send your legs out long. You might need to do some windshield wipers here just to release your lower back. So you can bend your knees, drop your knees to one side, inhale to pick them up, and exhale to drop to the opposite side. And just do a few more like that, making sure there's no leftover tension in your back. And of course, if it feels good just to pause at one point, you can do that. Now we're going to transition into our final relaxation, our Savasana pose. So you can do your regular Savasana if that feels good, or if you do want to do a supported version, you can take your yoga blocks and put them in underneath your thighs or maybe your calves, just so your feet are elevated. And that's going to help you to relax even further. So of course, find what works for you here. Take up as much space on your mat as you can. Loosen your jaw, relax your shoulders, and let the awareness of your breath go now. Just breathe as your body innately knows how to do. And just start to notice all of the points of your body that are touching your mat or touching your blocks. The back of your head, the back of your shoulders, the back of your hands, your glutes, your calves, maybe your heels. Feeling the support of the ground beneath you, you can just let your body go. Drop all your bones, all your muscles, all the blood within your body. We'll take the next few minutes to allow your body to soak up all the benefits of the poses that we've done and just to fall into a deep relaxation. If you're ready to come out of your relaxation, you can start to make small movements again. Notice your breath. And take a nice full breath in. Open your mouth to exhale, knowing that there's no more tension left in your body. It's all been dissolved by this practice. Now you can roll over onto your right side, taking a few seconds here again just to thank yourself for showing up and for doing this practice. And then when you're ready, push yourself up into a seat on your mat. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this restorative style practice. I know I definitely needed it today, so it was an honor to share it with you. If you did like it, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, let me know if you'd like to see more practices like this, and I'll talk to you soon.